Like this this is literally a skin in a game that you chose. Yeah? Or it's the outfit you wear on a Monday to work. You don't die on Monday to put on a new outfit on Tuesday, right? But you do take it off, and we are that's what we're waking up to. That's what we're remembering, is that we are actually these immortal beings that and there is no such thing as death. Death is a lie, and it's a lie purely for the purpose of control. If you when you know I mean, we've seen evidence of it. When someone does not fear death, they are uncontrollable. Yeah, and you can take them out, and they often do get taken out. But they're not frightened, and they do what they need to do, even if it means getting taken out in the process. That's what they do not want. They do not want fear of death, a lack of fear of death, because we would be completely uncontrollable and unstoppable. But I think that's one of the biggest things we're waking up to. And these places, this construct, these realities, we create them. We are creator beings, eternal creator beings. And I'm finding more and more people are actually starting to wake up to that. I mean, it's one thing to wake up to how the world works. It's one thing to wake up to all the conspiracy theories. It's one thing to wake up. That's an awareness. You know, there's a difference between awake and aware. And a lot of people have become very aware over the last few years. But enough of them are also waking up to who they are and what this place is.
When you say we, is something that we construct, do you mean like we as a collective, all of us humans?
There are what I call heart source beings, which is the organic souls that come from outside of here. That's not the only thing that's in here, though. You've probably heard Dolores Cannon refer to backdrop people.
Yeah, I just heard that video like 2 days ago.
Oh,
Yeah,
really? Yeah.
yeah, first time I'd heard about it.
Oh, okay.
I've only just discovered Dolores Cannon actually, and now I've got like thousands of hours of watching to do, but she's amazing.
Well, the other term that people use is NPCs, which is the non-player characters.
Yeah, Tom Campbell.
Yeah. And my term for that is bots. They're part of the game. They're part of the mainframe. They're part of the program. They are not sold, you could say. And they're programmed with a signature. They're programmed with a personality. They're biological. You know, we give birth to them. But they're programmed. And they were originally here to support and enhance our experience. And they still can do that, and they still do that. But they can also be programmed to be a cause of consternation and interference. Create obstacles. They can do that too. I'll leave that at that.
There was something you mentioned before. I'm a big fan of the Book of Ra, so I'm kind of wading my way through. I've read the
Okay.
initial books and the one that's the two books that are about teaching, like where they did the re-listening project. And there was something you mentioned about it was the first time that this has been tried, as in this idea that the complete free will. So that my understanding from reading the Book of Ra is that initially there was a path of service to others, and that was the only path that everyone kind of led. So everything was about serving others. And then there was this other path that was introduced, which is service to self. And then we had the free will to choose to service to ourselves or service to others or some combination thereof. And it's this service to self, which is part of that which contributes to that sort of power struggle where it's people have that free will to like dominate and be an overlord, if that's what floats their boat. So
Is this the
when you
Law
said,
of One books? Is that what you're
yes,
talking
yes, the Law of
about?
One
Okay.
books,
I haven't
yes,
actually
yes.
read them.
Okay. So it's interesting how it's a very similar parallel to what you were just saying, how it's the first one to been tried. So the the if you think of things in like a hierarchy, it's like, well, there's the universe and then there's galaxies and then solar systems, and each of that is kind of like a being at a certain level that designs that. So our local there's a word and I can't remember it. Anyway, our local entity decided that there would be this experiment would be about free will with this service to self, service to others, and this doesn't exist in other realities as well. And so here we are with what we've got today, where some of us feel compelled to go down that service to others path, like yourself, like myself, and then others are very much about service to themselves at the expense of controlling or powering others. What do you think the reason for actually conducting that experiment was? Was it just like, well, that sounds like a good idea? Or was it because it helps us evolve, and helps us actually grow faster? Do you think that's right?
Yeah, I think the impetus was to experience something that we, A, had never experienced before, and B, take us to the extreme of what we are not.
Mm.
Yeah. So if we are, and we are, unconditional love, all of creation's frequency is that. What would it be like to forget you were that for a minute and find your way back to it? But it does, from everything I've got, it was not foreseen where it could go, how bad it could get. And that's why it will never happen again. And that's why so many people want to be here right now, because it will never happen again. This is a once in a creation eternity opportunity. Everyone wants it on their bingo card,
Bingo card.
believe it or not, you know. But not everyone wants to be here for when that building that's collapsing actually hits the ground. They want the stadium seats and the bigger view looking in. And that sometimes hard to address aspect of all of this is the sheer number of people that are leaving right now. Yeah. And there's multiple reasons for that. One being that they came, they had the experience, and now they want to watch from the stadium. And two is because some of these people are acting as a lighthouse, as a magnet for the rest of us to give us a direction. Because, as I said, so many minds are so deeply embedded. They need a guiding light. And that's what people are acting as when they leave.
So occasionally I have people comment on videos about they're really doing it tough, and I'm sure you probably speak to a lot more people that are there. I don't know if I can mention this on YouTube without the video getting banned. So they just want to depart from here sooner rather than later, not of
Yep.
their own accord, of their own choosing. And I, this is a question that sometimes I see get answered in different ways. And one is, well, if you do decide to end things, finish things up early, then you're still left with the lessons that you came here to learn to go over again. It's like you don't get a free pass. But I guess the more the question that I have is like, what comfort is there for those people? Because some people are really doing it tough. Like they've had all kinds of horrible experiences since they were a child, and nothing is working out well for them. And they're just questioning, well, why am I even here for? Like, this is just awful what I'm going through. Yeah, well, I don't know sometimes I don't know what to say to those people. It's, other than just hang in there.
Well, yeah, that is kind of all there is to say. Trying to reinforce that they did come for a reason. They did come for a purpose. And potentially one of them is to see just how strong they can be. And that's why they've been faced with so many challenges. And reinforce just how strong they are to have come this far. And that it's okay to actually take charge and command a different experience. Okay, I've tested my strength now. I know how strong I am. I command a different experience. Our words are so incredibly powerful. It is, I mean, I know it's in the Bible, which I've never read, but, first there was the word, because we do create. We create through the frequency, we create through the tone, we create through our words. Start taking charge, start commanding. I command a better experience. I command the experience of challenge to be done with. It's just got to try and empower people to really feel like and to remember and to know that they're way more in charge than they think they are of what they experience here. And I trip and fall, when something presents itself that I don't like. And then I have to start commanding that, this experience looks a little different. And it's amazing how quickly it can change. It really is.
Mm. Yeah, you can get trapped in a sense of hopelessness. I've been there. And like nothing's going your way. Nothing
Yeah.
seems to work. But you're right. Things can change pretty quickly too. And they always do. I mean, if you look back historically over your life, you can spot the different places where, yes, things were pretty hopeless there, but then look what happened
Look what
a
happened.
month or two later. Mm.
And you can never foresee, usually, how it could look better or what could change to make that happen when
Mm.
you're deep in it.
Mm.